Hello, and welcome to an exciting new season of creativity and thinking beyond the box. This season, Odyssey of the Mind has opened up many new possibilities with the addition of practicing and competing virtually. To make this possible, new this season, Odyssey of the Mind has two membership options. The first being the traditional membership, which many are familiar with. This is $135 for potentially 5 teams, one in each problem, with the addition of the primary problem. Teams are sponsored by a school or community organization. All but one team member must be from the same school or community organization. These teams can compete in an online regional tournament and is able to advance to an online state association tournament. Teams in this type of membership will only compete with teams of the same membership type. Traditional membership teams that qualify have the option of attending an in-person World Finals if public officials allow in late spring. If not, there will be a virtual World Finals for these teams. This is the best option for those that have a sponsor such as a school or community organization. As mentioned before, the teams that qualify for World Finals will still have the option of attending an in-person World Finals, conditions permitting. New this season is the second type of membership, the virtual membership. This is $100 for one team. No sponsor, such as a school or community organization, is required. Team members do not have to be from the same school or community organization. These teams will compete in a virtual regional tournament and is able to advance to a virtual state association tournament. Teams in this type of membership will only compete with teams of the same membership type. This option is best for those without a school or community organization to sponsor them. For both state boards, the safety and wellness of students, volunteers, and supporters is our top priority. For that reason and the current health and safety conditions in our state, NorCal and SoCal Odyssey of the Mind will only be holding online tournaments for the 2020-2021 season. We look forward to returning to an in-person experience in the 2022 season and will miss seeing all of you at the tournaments this year. But we just can't wait to see what OMERs do on the new online platforms this season. So before you start gathering teams and getting the new season rolling, we would like to ask that you too keep all as safe as possible by following the safety guidelines set by your local, county, state, and national government agencies, following the safety guidelines set by your school district, school, or community group. Also, teams are asked to practice social distancing, and that it's recommended that teams meet using virtual options. Basically, that teams and supporters make good choices for you and those around you. So what are ways that you and your team can accomplish Odyssey of the Mind through the use of the online platforms? First, let us say this may seem new, but OMERs often function online for school and everyday life. They are comfortable online. This is their world. They got this, and so do you. To help get you and your team started, let's take a look at different platforms that can be used for team meetings, small group communications, and more. When you bring your team together, as a team, decide which platforms they would like to use by finding out which ones they are most comfortable with. This will allow your team to communicate right away. There are several different ways of communicating and working, which your team will most likely use several. The first one, which many are now using, is video conferencing. The most common one used is Zoom, and many are using this in school. But find the one that works for your team. We've listed several here. Second is phone conferencing. We do not always need to be on a computer, so when that is the case, a group phone conference will work perfectly. This is usually done on individual phones and can be done through systems like FaceTime or Skype. There are also times that no vocal communication is needed, and in fact, this is the preferred form of communication by most youths of today. It's called texting. This can easily be group or individual and can be done on cell phone systems or apps like WhatsApp. If lengthy amounts of information need to be shared, email may work better, and it can easily be referred back to or added to. Lastly, when groups work together on multiple things, have multiple people contributing, it can be helpful to have these things like scripts or idea lists available in one place for all to access at any time. This is when a drive will work best. Central drive systems like Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive allow collaboration on a project, and as a coach, you can see what's happening. Please keep in mind there are many options out there, and finding the ones that work for your team is the most important. Even if your team doesn't have some of these, that's okay. Many of these are free and ready to help your team work together. Now that you and your team are ready to get started online, it might be a good idea for the team to set some rules on the use of these new platforms. This will get the team on the same page of how to collaborate and create in these new formats. The foundation is set, and now let's get those team meetings going. Video conferencing is a great platform to bring all your OMers together. As a coach, you can use it to set times in advance and use the calendar to send reminders. It will allow you to see everyone while holding the meeting. Video conferencing allows team members the ability to show objects that are being worked on and ask for input. It encourages similar engagement that you would do in person. You can record these meetings so the team can revisit them later. It's a great collaboration platform. Teams do not have to do all their work together. Small group gatherings can get a lot of work and creativity done. Examples of this may be team members using messaging or group texts to work through ideas for projects or concepts. Conference calls are great for these conversations of fine-tuning or fleshing out ideas. Sometimes information just needs to be brought together. Teamwork on an item that doesn't need to be talked about, but collaborated on. The use of drives are perfect for things such as scripts and designs. Additionally, idea sharing can happen on these drive platforms. This makes it available for all team members to make suggestions and changes. There are so many new tools to use in this creative process, one for literally every occasion. Embrace that virtual. It's the new puzzle piece in Odyssey of the mind. Encourage teams to use beyond-the-box thinking to make the best use of the virtual modality. How can your team have a virtual official say, how'd they do that? See other videos in our series, such as virtual brainstorming and script writing. Attend coaches trainings. Read program guide thoroughly. Many new updates for virtual will be in there, and all the Odyssey of the Mind rules apply. This looks to be an exciting new season with so many possibilities. If you have any questions or just need some guidance, be sure and reach out. There are many options for support, and we are here for you, so please don't hesitate. Be sure to check out the other resource videos in this series for more information on how to travel the virtual path of Odyssey of the Mind. Thank you so much for your dedication to supporting these students in their journey of creativity and thinking beyond the box. Be safe, and most importantly, have fun.